Yeah, so great to see some familiar faces, some new faces out here. My name is Sha'Rol Henning, and I'm here repping DB. If you in the house, holla at me. I see you in April, Lauren, Nina, I see y'all. So, this poem that I'm doing tonight is dedicated to anyone who ever had questions about love. But more specifically, I want to dedicate this poem to Trayvon Martin and people that are victims of crimes like him. Because the crimes that people like Trayvon Martin experienced, because he experienced that type of thing and the others who did as well, he'll never be able to experience this poem and the emotion that comes from it. So, R.I.P. This poem is called After One More. After the dinner is served and the wine glasses are emptied and we've dabbled in dessert, when the sun rises on wrinkled sheets that are laced with the oh so familiar scent of pleasure, will you still be there? Will it be worth coming back even when you're not coming and I'm not on my back? Or do we lack that certain something it takes to make attraction a lasting factor? Is it that after we factor in all the unlikely dividends, flip coins like we've flipped positions, will we find out we've made the wrong decision? Because sometimes we can't think straight with our heads once we've given up the tail, and when we don't wave certain flags, certain ships begin to sail, and it should all be a bit more easy. I mean, it's not surgery. We are not making incisions, but somehow when cutting, we lack the precision to handle the tapping tactfully, so we pull stunts acrobatically, flipping out on each other like we ain't been under the covers, treating each other with a coldness that would make even an iceberg shudder. What happened? What went wrong? And we begin to ask ourselves, see, epic smashing is non-lasting in a world filled with insatiable passion. The more we get of a great thing, we become jaded, thinking that all we need to make it is the kindling of the fire, but it takes more than this flesh to quench true desire. And that balance when thrown off equilibrium causes a phenom quite the equivalent of Ritas and Katrinas and disappointments worse than inadequately funded female, and we seem to get stranded on islands of denial, stuck on plains of disruption, on top of mountains of despair. All because as soon as we leave sheets of passion, we begin crashing down one-way streets, hitting dead-end roads. This is the line where princesses turn to witches and princes back to toads, and oh, what a load we drop. Unprotected emotion that lead from knocking boots to kicking rocks, and this life is full of hard knocks, y'all, that are often anticlimactic. And to continue to carry on this way will be unsympathetic to the soul, but some of us, we just can't get enough. We struggle between the lust we mistake for love and let it pillage places we once protected in the past. See, when riding down this road, y'all, everybody ain't for tough. Everybody is not built to last. So I suggest that we waver wisely with that which we give other people. Understand that the wages of sin are death, and nothing you could ever try to replace it with will become its equal. The ability to desensitize sex and depart it from love destroys more than bodies. It destroys souls, systems, and psyches, dissipates structures and foundations that should be indestructible and invincible, but in the eyes of lust, sound judgment becomes invisible. So as we pack our purses and wallets with protection, let us pack in a few principles too. Because the truth is, we need certain protections because we've been excessive. Chances are if we stop and be a bit more reflective, we'd be a bit more selective of with whom we share our affections, because they don't make prophylactics for the heart, y'all. Chances are, if they did, we wouldn't encounter so many broken ones, and we wouldn't reason one too many times with temptation that caused the abating of the emotions once conquered. And if we wrap it up, I mean really wrap it up, you know, all the seduction and bullish we fall privy to, maybe lust would have less victims and love more heroes, but nonetheless, here we go, traveling down effed up yellow brick roads, searching for cities of gold, damsels in distress, knights in shining armors, and dang, if we were just as insistent in reality as we are persistent in insanity, maybe we wouldn't refer to intimate copulation with 4 layers of profanity. And maybe we would realize that humanity needs just a few more of the real yous and me's, the ones stuck under all the layers of social forgery and egos and the free throws that we shoot with our heart, only to miss the shots we claimed we could make if we just be a bit more fake. And dang, do they even make real people anymore? You know, the ones that don't get tangled between the sheets that are twisted with temptation, the ones that know when it's real love, it's worth waiting. And the answer to some of my questions, I don't even know, but I guess once I find out, I have to write one more. Thank you.